What's up, Thrashers, and welcome back once again to the Thrash Maniac 99 YouTube channel, and I am back with a new episode of Under the Radar as I'm talking about two albums this time that came out on March 29th that I didn't give a full review to, and we're going to kick things off with Glyph with Honor.Power.Glory. This is the debut album from this upcoming Canadian/American power metal band. And I got into checking this one because their frontman, R.A. Voltaire, I forget how to say his last name, but I discovered him through Twitch live streams because he does like live vocal covers along with his wife. And he's got a hell of a voice. And going through this album, like, this pretty much has all of the standard fare you get for power metal. You get, like, soaring vocals, but they're not, like, super over-the-top cheesy. They're more bombastic and perhaps a little more thespian, kind of like Hansi from Blind Guardian to some degree at times. You get some symphonic elements that get kind of peppered in through there, some great guitar harmonies. Of course, lead work's fantastic because these guys know how to play their guitars quite well. Even some cool keyboard solos get peppered in every once in a while. Even some occasional chug and triplet swings kind of get sprinkled in here. Plus, there's some catchy hooks and riffs. But the biggest issue that I have on here is the production. It's like it's overproduced yet underproduced, particularly the drums. They're very buried and thin in the mix. Like the snares, not the best sounding snare. And like I said, in the mix, it's like the vocals, the keyboards, and the guitars are really up front while the drums are way the fuck back. So I feel like if the mix would have been better and also the guitar tone was maybe a little grittier and heavier, and as well as some of these songs can kind of run into one another, I think it would have made this album a little bit better and a little more cohesive. But overall, this was still a solid debut. I'm going to go with a 3 out of 5. I thought this was some solid power metal from this up-and-coming band that's only been around for 2 years. But now we're on to the other album, and that's Terravore with Spiral of Downfall. This is the latest offering from this Bulgarian-based thrash metal band, and this is on Punishment 18 Records. And, well, thrash metal, you know how much I do enjoy thrash, even though I'm a bit picky about the modern era bands, but this does not sound like modern thrash really at all. This sounds like late 80s, early 90s thrash with hints of death metal thrown into the mix. Like, the guitar tone is fucking sinister on here. There's some sprinklings of, like, German thrash, but also Bay Area thrash. It's kind of like a hybrid of both. But there's some really gruff vocals, and dare I say, a lot of times, the vocals kind of remind me a lot of Martin Van Drunen. So this is almost like if Martin Van Drunen was singing over perhaps like Testament or Slayer, which is an awesome combination, I'm not gonna lie. Some occasional gang chants, solid melodies, the breakdowns are pretty fucking killer on here. Awesome shred, and even some technical play within some of these leads that's going on. Some occasional gallops, death metal tremolos, blast beats. And I love the production. It's raw and gritty, and it has that, like, late 80s vibe with the reverb, which is perfect. And as far as any complaints go, maybe they kind of overstay their welcome a little bit. Like, this album's pretty heavily loaded. It's almost an hour long, and there are some pretty long songs. But they do a good job at keeping everything interesting. So if you are a fan of Slayer, Testament, Creator, and for a modern band, I would say Schizophrenia, check this out. I'm going to give this a 4 out of 5. I thought this was a great offering from a band I had not heard of until now. But of course, those are just my opinions. What did you guys think? Of course, the albums will be in the description box below. And thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Keep your horns high and your dreams wet.